Hello everyone, welcome back to Let's Play Knights of the Old Republic. We left off right here in front of the Metali um, home. Kind of like a, what do they call those? They have the hobbits live in. I can't remember, but it's like built into grass and whatnot. Anyway, we're going to talk to this droid. I don't think there's anything else around over here for us to look at. Yeah, it doesn't look like there's going to be anything. Yeah, we'll check it out just in case. Never know. If I was going to hide something secret, I'd put it back over here behind these trees. But they didn't. Oh, we got a side door there. Wah.
This is private property. By what authority are you trespassing on this estate?
I come on behalf of the Jedi Council. I wish to speak to Alan Matali.
You have come from the Jedi Council. Master Matali wishes to speak with you. I will inform him that you are here. Remain at this location until he arrives.
Okay.
My protocol droid tells me you are here on behalf of the Council. I was beginning to think my demands had been ignored.
They
Though
have.
I think your time would be better spent interrogating the Scoundrels as to the whereabouts of my son Shen.
Why are you so certain the Sandals are to blame?
Many years ago, I brought my family here to Dantooine to escape the crush of humanity on the KotOR worlds. Soon after we settled here, the Scoundrels arrived, and they have been a plague upon my house ever since.
Somehow I imagine the story from the Scoundrels would sound just about the same, don't you?
The injustices the Scoundrels have committed against the Metalis are far too numerous to name. But the Council is well aware of our many disputes. Recently, I discovered several Scoundrel droids trespassing on my land.
What happened to the droids? What were they doing
I
here?
have no idea what nefarious purpose lay behind their arrival. My own assassination, perhaps? Destruction of my property? Maybe a simple spy mission? I wasn't about to find out. My own security droids destroyed the invaders. Not a single one survived. It was shortly after this incident that Shen, my only son and heir to the Matali estate, vanished. Obviously, Nurik, the unscrupulous head of the Scoundrel clan, has abducted my son in retaliation for the destruction of his droids.
Let's see. Where can I find Sandals?
Follow their stink south of here and you shall find them.
Ooh.
I demand action on this matter, Jedi.
This guy
Why does the
demands
Council
satisfaction.
insist on stalling? The life of my son is at stake. Is it possible? Yes, of course. Now I understand. I am a man of the world, Jedi. I know how things are done. I will make a contribution of 1,000 credits to the Council in exchange for rescuing Shen from the Scoundrels. I will present the credits directly to you, of course.
Of course.
Whether the Council ever learns of this donation is completely up to you.
Jedi cannot be bought. I will remain neutral despite your attempted bribe. No, we won't. Listen, Jan, you're upset. Make it 2,000, we have a deal. Of course, we need the money.
2,000? Your greed is outstripped only by your utter lack of any sense of proportion, Jedi.
2,000. Even if you would pay such a fee, what could you possibly need so many credits for?
For
Booze.
that price, I could purchase enough droids to destroy the entire Scoundrel estate.
Space
2,000 is
poon.
out of the question. Nevertheless, my offer still stands. 1,000 credits for Shen's safe return. Know, however, that I will not sit idly by much longer. Eventually, I will take whatever action is necessary to rescue my son, including razing the entire Scoundrel estate.
You would be willing to risk open war over this.
It is the Scoundrels who have started this, not I.
And here I thought you would blame us if we failed. It seems everyone is responsible for your actions, except for you.
I don't need to stand here and listen to such impertinence.
I'm impressed, Carl. That interjection was very Jedi-like.
What can I say? You pick up a few things.
I'm afraid Alana's not just making idle threats. He is rash and foolish enough to attempt a full assault on the Scoundrel estate. Such action would result in an all-out war between the families.
I've seen men like Alan Matali before. He's so convinced that his hatred is justified, he's prepared to do anything. And if we don't intervene, there will be war.
Until you find
They're just talking about him in front of him.
To discuss. I suggest you hurry south to their estate, lest I take matters into my own hands.
Huh, thought I would have had some sort of like Jedi option to, like mind trick option to make him pay me more. Guess not though. Okay, well we're gonna continue west and see what's over here before we go to the Scoundrels. So peaceful. Oh, looks like we found some Mandalorians. Okay. How should we deal with this? What does that shield do again? Okay, so energy. So we'll have you turn on yours, you turn on yours, you turn on yours.
Yes.
You've been holding out on us again. If you haven't given us enough money, I guess we're gonna have to take it out of you piece by piece.
No, please. Take my wife and children instead. Anything.
Very brave.
Wife and children. Sounds like
What
a
is
good
that stuff
idea.
floating around there? Okay, activate shield, and then we'll do force lightning. Activate shield, activate shield.
What can I do?
Activate the shield. Thank you. Let's see. Stun.
What can I do?
Try stun. And then, no, actually no stun. We'll do force whirlwind, then flurry. You can just do some power attacks. And we're gonna do some force lightning.
Sure.
So be it.
That's right. You guys can't mess with us. Grenades, blaster, and a data pad. Parts, no remains. Okay, let's check this data pad out. See, I don't get why the new items stay new forever. Like, there we go. Jared, do you remember not to take the XT model bike out today? There was something funny with one of the intakes and I thought it could jam. Consider yourself lucky. Someone was dumb enough to take that thing out. He would have plowed right into the ground within a kilometer. Okay. So that's going to be the north entrance back right to where... Yeah. Yep, that's right there. Okay. Nothing over here. I wonder how those manta rays are flying. I wonder what they're actually called in this, because they're probably not just called manta rays, but it's definitely what they look like. Okay, so here's the grove again. So this is where we fought Juani. So we need to explore this area. Do force lightning. She can do force whirlwind, and we'll just start power blasting.
Sure.
What can I do?
What?
How'd you like that? How'd you like that? Time to rumble.
It's supposed to hit everyone in front of him, but he keeps moving to places where it won't do that.
The Force fights with me.
Don't I get some sort of like sneak attack bonus too for something over there? Right there. Don't I get some sort of like sneak attack bonus? Yeah, so how does this work? Sneak attack adds 3 to 18 points of extra damage to attacks when the target can't respond to the attacker. The extra damage is applied to attacks made from behind the target. Attacks stunned or otherwise immobilized. With any attacks made while in stealth mode. Sneak attack only works if the target is within 10 meters. And is not multiplied. Okay. So I need to try to stand behind people. I wonder if it works with force powers. But I need to try to stand behind people when I attack or fight people who are stunned. Okay, so not much over here. Let's go see what that was over in the distance. Boluk. Let's do a save. Is it? Who are you? Excuse me. I'm Buluk, a Jedi from the Enclave. I was sent by the Jedi Council to investigate a killing that took place here a few hours ago. Communication does not pose a problem, as both the suspect and I speak basic and Huttese. I was going to handle this case myself, but now that you are here, this could be an excellent opportunity for you to demonstrate how well you have been learning your lessons at the Academy. Though you're not yet a full Jedi, perhaps you could assist me in sorting out these true lies. Well, he's trying to make himself look like the good Jedi student, so of course he's going to be eager to help. Hopefully he can get a reward out of it. What do you want me to do? Listen to the stories given by the two suspects. I have brought an information retrieval droid with access to the archives both at the Jedi Enclave and the planetary capital. I will use my wisdom and experience to offer you some guidance, but I will not solve the case for you. This is as little benefit if you do not solve the problem yourself. Oh, there's... Consider each man's account and check the facts of the information droid. Once you've gathered all the evidence you think you need, run through the possible scenario with me. If you aren't able to come to a satisfactory resolution, then I will take these men to the Enclave and deal with this myself. According to the accounts of the participants, these three men were out here in the field together earlier before the clouds broke. I find that very odd, for most people would seek shelter indoors when the sky is filled with dark storm clouds, as it was earlier today, but that is not the most puzzling aspect of the case. The dead man, KotOR Nennick, was shot in the back with a blast rifle. A rifle was found lying near his body with bloodstains on it. It has been sent back to the Enclave for analysis. Two other men were found at the scene when I arrived. One was hand in gold. He was unarmed. The other was Rickard Lusov, who was carrying a hunting laser. Both men say they did not do anything and that they came across the body, but both also accused the other. Obviously there is more to this than what we have been told. Is there anything else I should know? There's one last thing. When I arrived, Handon was holding his side and Rickard was favoring one of his legs. You would do well to remember this as we progress through the case. Is there anything else you need? I will remain here while you question the witnesses. Okay, so we gotta solve a murder. Hopefully my force persuasion will come into play this time. So let's speak with Mr. Hand in Gold first.
Greetings. You must be assisting Master Baluk in his investigation. I'm Handon Gould. Perhaps you've heard of me?
We'll try getting on his good side. Ah, yes, of course, Mr. Gold.
Really? Well, then I assure you, on my reputation, I had nothing to do with the killing. I will help you with the case as best I can.
Like how
See, I
he-
was out here running earlier today. Yes, running. I do that a lot. Can't stand speeders, never use them. Keeps me in shape, too, you know. Anyway, I was out running on the other side of that bridge there, and all of a sudden I heard a shot coming from over here. I ran over and found this man Calder lying on the ground, dead.
Wasn't he the one who had an injured leg? Go on.
I saw Rickard come skulking out of the shadows of the rocks south of the river, and I knew something was wrong. I hit my emergency button and called the Enclave right away. Well, there. That's my story. Now, please hurry this up and arrest Rickard so I can get on with my day.
Okay, so he said he was running. I think he was the one who had the hurt leg, though, so that doesn't make sense.
Another Jedi, huh? Helping that Twi'lek investigate, no doubt. He seems stumped. I'm Rickard Lusoff. Maybe you can figure this out and let me get out of here.
Just go and tell me what happened.
Well, I was out hunting Iriaz when I spotted one over here by the bridge. I pull out my rifle and aim at it. I couldn't see it that well, mind you, because the damn sun was in my eyes. So I shoot it and it drops. I walk over here and find Handon standing over Calder's body. So why don't you get this whole farce over with and send that whiner Handon to the prison he belongs in?
So I've already noticed 2 inaccuracies with their stories. If I'm right, I think he's the one with the hurt leg, and he said he was out running. And this guy says he couldn't see because the sun was in his eyes. But look, whatever this guy's name told us that it was cloudy when they were out, so there shouldn't have been any sun. Do I talk to him or do I talk to you now? I'll continue my investigation. Let's talk to the droid, maybe that's what it wants me to do.
Greetings, Padawan. You must be the one Master Baluk has enlisted to help him with this problem. I am an information retrieval droid. I can assist you by accessing the records of both the Jedi Enclave and the central government facilities here on Dantooine. If you have any need of my services, please do not hesitate to talk to me. I have already retrieved some information from the archives on Calder, Rickard Lusoff, and Handon Gould. I have also had time to examine the body of Mr. Netic. Is there any information you require?
What did you find out about the body?
My preliminary analysis of the body indicates that he was killed approximately 3 hours ago by a single energy blast to the torso. Is there any other information you need?
Tell me about these
These
planes.
planes are rife with wild animals, not all of them benign. The Iriaz are mostly docile, but can easily be provoked to violence. Cat hounds, on the other hand, are much more deadly. There have been over 35 catalogued attacks on settlers by cat hounds in the last 2 weeks. A general advisory was given out 3 days ago to carry a weapon at all times when on the plains. Small farms and holdings dot the plains and can provide safe refuge for those in need. Is there any other information you need?
Okay.
Very well. I will be here to assist you.
Let's talk to you again.
How can I be of further assistance?
Okay, so he's not the one with an injured leg.
Injured? No, of course not. Why would I have been? Fit as a bantha. I run. I don't know if I mentioned that. How can I be of further assistance? Of course, of course. Listen, if you need anything, I shall be glad to assist.
Okay, so I was wrong. He's not the injured leg. So this guy had the injured leg.
So, what do you want to know?
Baluk said you were limping. Are you hurt?
Well, kind of sprained my ankle running through the bush before I found the body, but it's nothing that serious.
Let's see.
So, what do you want to know?
Let's see. What is...
Well, I was out hunting Iriaz south of here, and I saw one over by the bridge. I shot, and when I came over here, I found Handon standing over the body, holding his side. There wasn't an Erie as in sight. I think he might have taken it. Calder must have been hunting it himself, because there was a rifle lying close to the body.
So they do
Look's
something
got
different.
that now. Mine too. I want that back. Right.
Okay, so he says he shot at some animal. When he got here, there wasn't an animal, there was just this
How can I be
guy.
of further assistance? Well, actually, I didn't see anything. I was over across the bridge. I heard a shot and came over. I can tell you I was sure surprised to see Calder's body lying there. I just got here when I saw Rickard coming out of the rocks holding his blaster. I was terrified. I had no idea what he was going to do, so I hit my emergency button and called the Enclave. Master Baluk came out here with his droid and started questioning us. I think he really doesn't understand what's going on. I hope that you'll be able to make a more informed decision and get me out of here soon. I have things I have to do.
That's all for now.
Listen, if you need anything, I shall be glad to assist.
We should start at the beginning. If we find the truth behind each piece of the puzzle, we will no doubt resolve the case. Handon said that he was nearby and heard a shot and ran over, only to find Calder already dead. He said Rickard came out of the shadow of the rocks holding a blaster in his hands. Rickard said that he was hunting Irias, saw one through the glare of the sun and shot at it. It's possible that Rickard may have shot Calder accidentally and Handon may have found the body, but it seems a very unlikely explanation. It is more likely that at least one of them is lying. Obviously one of these men is not telling us something, but where does the truth lie? Let's see. Let's go. Rickard is lying. Why do you believe that? It was cloudy. There was no sun glare. Yes, well done. It was very cloudy this morning. If it had happened as Rickard said, the sun would not have been visible at the time of the killing. It seemed to have caught Rickard in a bit of a lie. Seems I was correct in assuming you can help me with this case. This lie doesn't prove Rickard is guilty. I think you have to take the first step in unraveling this mystery. We should proceed on to the next point. We need to find a motive for the killing. Maybe you should talk to the men about their relationship with the victim. Anything else you need, I will remain here. We need to question the witnesses. So let's talk to Rickard about why he lied.
So, what do you want to know?
Do you know the victim?
Yeah, I knew it. Hell, we've known each other for a good long time. Doesn't mean I really have to have liked this slime ball. Maybe I shouldn't be so hard on him. Especially now that he's dead. We actually got along pretty well most of the time. We just had our differences. We were actually business partners. We were involved in some orbit-to-ground transport operations for Aerotech. Can I leave now? I should probably be the one to give the news to his wife.
I want to ask you something else.
What do you want to know?
Why would someone want to kill him?
You Jedi are so predictable. Always seeing some greater purpose behind everything, when the simple answer is usually the right one. Can't you see that it must have been Handon? I found him standing over the damned body. I don't know why this is causing you so much trouble. You almost seem as lost as this Baluk guy. Right.
That's all for now. What do you have to say about this? Okay, she wants to talk more in depth. We'll do that after this investigation's over. How do you know the
I knew
victim?
him a little bit, but I was not any sort of great friend to him or anything. I never really associated with him that much. In truth, I didn't really want to. He had a reputation. Very inconsiderate of family, I heard. But merely having heard unkind things about someone wouldn't make me want to kill him.
No one says you killed him
I'm sorry.
yet.
I'm getting a bit agitated. Why must we remain here? Can't you see that Rickard must have shot him?
Why would someone want to kill him?
Well, you see, Calder was involved in some pretty sordid business from time to time. More often than not, I've heard. Disreputable business practices, even more disreputable clients. I've even heard he had dealings with a hut here on Dantooine. Now, I bet you're wondering if I had any reasons to kill the man, but I tell you, I hardly knew him. I saw him once or twice, yes, and I've heard some pretty unkind things about him, but certainly nothing that would make me want to kill him.
That's all for now.
Of course. Listen, if you need anything, I shall be glad to assist.
Okay, he seems like he knows him a little more than he's letting on, because at first he just said he heard things, and then he said he's met with him twice. And this guy's motive would be pretty good, because they're business partners, and there's probably something to do with money. Let's talk to our droid.
Is there any other information you need?
Tell me about KotOR and Handon.
The Southwood Speeder rental business has records that over the past several weeks, a speeder had been rented by Mr. Nettic and Mr. Gould. Is there any other information you need?
Okay, how about Rickard?
According to the municipal authorities near the Garrow spaceport, there had been news of violent drunken activity in a cantina attached to the port. Apparently, a Mr. R. Lusoff was making accusations at a Mr. C. Nettic about cheating him in a business deal. Jedi Tuka was dispatched to the scene and restored order. Is there any other information you need? Very well. I will be here to assist you.
Let's see, can we ask him about...
How can I be of further assistance?
Yes, I knew it. You knew him better than you admit. You rented a speeder with him.
But I realize this must seem like a motive to you, but I assure you it isn't. I dislike KotOR, true. I would punch his face in, given the opportunity, but I would not kill him.
Punch him in the face, and why?
My wife was cheating on me with him.
Oh.
I slept in my own bed while I was in the next room. But, as much as I may hate him for that, I could not kill him. It may have been my own fault for driving my wife away. I must try not to take the law into my own hands. I was just out running, trying to clear my head for the divorce proceedings, not stalking him to kill him. Running is not a crime.
Okay, that guy just gave me plenty of motive.
I shall be glad to assist.
So, what do you want to know?
You thought KotOR was cheating you.
Now, I don't love Calder, but we go back a long way. We run a suborbital shipping and transport company out of Garang Spaceport. We've been partners in that business for well over 20 years, and we've been doing just fine the way we are.
You can deny it, but there was bad blood between you.
Right.
Right. Okay, let's talk to Boo Luke. But I can help you with the investigation. I want to discuss the murder. We know Rickard lied about the sun blinding him while he was shooting, but we need more to go on. To examine the relationship of each man with the victim. Handon told me he barely knew the victim. On the other hand, Rickard and the victim were business partners. However, according to Rickard, they got along quite well. On the surface, neither man seems to have a motive for killing KotOR. Handon is lying. Why do you believe that? He knew he was probably stalking him. He knew his wife was cheating on him. Well, that's certainly his motive for murder. The case is taking shape. However, you mustn't jump to any quick conclusions. Perhaps we should now focus on the murder weapon itself. You might want to see what information the witnesses and the information droid can provide you about the blaster found near the body. If there's anything else you need, I will remain here while you question the witnesses. Let's talk to the droid about the blaster first.
Is there any other information you need?
Tell me about the weapon found at the scene.
We cannot get any more specific analysis from that sample, other than the fact it did not belong to KotOR. Is there any other information you need?
Okay, so we know it doesn't belong to KotOR. Nope, didn't mean, nope, nope.
Very well.
How can I be of further assistance?
What do you know about the weapon found by the body?
That blaster was stolen from my house last week. I never knew what happened to it. I hardly have enough money to
was
afford a
his.
single blaster, let alone another. I can't tell you how important it is to have a weapon on hand with all these ravenous calf hounds around. Even an Irias can take a man down if it gets in the mood. Every settler has a weapon. It's our most prized possession. I would most appreciate it if I could have that back after you determine that Rickard is the killer. How can I be of further assistance?
Okay, well, we're not going to accuse him just yet.
Listen, if you need anything, I shall be glad to assist.
So we now know that it was his, but he's saying it's stolen.
So, what do you want to know?
We know about the weapon.
That blaster? Never seen it before. Calder himself had a preference for Ichani weaponry. He had this one really nice light blaster rifle that he always used. Always wished I could get myself a rifle like the one he had. That blaster ain't it, though. Calder only had the one rifle, too, so he either must have borrowed that, or it's someone else's. So, what do you want to know? Right.
So we know the blaster belongs to him, and he had a rifle on him. The rifle wasn't what was found. Let's discuss the murder. So what have you determined about the weapon found on the body? Blaster's hand-ins, but he reported it stolen. Blaster could be linked to anyone. I'm afraid that is not very helpful. Maybe this case is too complicated for you to solve. Unless you wish to continue the investigation. Let me get more information on the blaster. You gather all the information you need, come back to me. What?
Is there any other information you need?
Ah, there we go. Is there a report of the Hans blaster being stolen?
I am sorry, but I seem to be failing you. I have searched and searched, but I cannot seem to come up with anything at all. I thought to find the record of the missing weapon report Mr. Gould filed with the authorities, but there does not seem to be one. Is there any other information you need?
For a second there, I thought I may have failed. He was okay. So you didn't actually report it. You want? What do you know about the weapon found by the body?
That blaster was stolen. I hardly have enough money. Even an Irias can take a man down if it gets in the mood. Every set, I would most appreciate. How can I be?
So I can't accuse him of it. And does this guy say anything different now?
So, what do you want to know?
Nope.
Right.
Okay, so we're at over 30 minutes right now, so I'm going to end this video and we'll pick up right here discussing the blaster.